Peace and welcome to all of our beautiful crown heads and crimson knights. We are in the building tonight, joined by our lovely special guest, Miss
All of our
Kendra D of the Crimson Cure. And tonight we're going to be talking about why she will give you, hold on, why she will give you that thing, okay, but not her heart. She'll give you her body. She'll give you a little bit of, other things, but she will never give you a heart. Miss Kendra, can I ask you, because you're the brilliance behind this dope discussion, what inspired this topic for this evening?
Well, what ended up inspiring this is because I had all been talking before about relationships and what women want to give and what they don't. And I had a conversation with somebody and it was like, well, women don't like to invest anything in the relationships. And that's kind of why they be failing. And I'm like, well, and I thought about that, like, okay, do they really invest anything? And I'm like, well, what do they put in the relationships? And it's like just the physical things, just the sex. It's always just that. And never the deeper parts of the relationship. It's like women expect men to give that to them, but they don't necessarily give it back. So I'm like, you know what? They always giving up that box, but they'll never give up nothing else. You don't invest nothing else. Here we go.
Miss Kendra already coming out like, hold up. You know what? That's very true. And I see that a lot as well. And I think it's because a lot of I don't call them women, I call them females. Okay. You call them the hyenas with the dirty back feet. A lot of the past me chicks, the GMO females, the hyenas, they really are entitled these days to where they really do feel like the world should just be given into them, because after all, I'm a woman. So by default, I'm the prize. And so, whatever I want, I shall get. I should be able to put in the bare minimum and receive everything in return. And so I really do feel like this dope discussion is very much so needed. And I can't wait to see what you get into tonight, sis.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to actually get into some real deep parts of this. Because just on my show earlier, I got through talking about April Mason and how she was like, you know what, time out. I'm done. We're not doing this no more, y'all. I'm done with you now because y'all doing too much. And go ahead, sweetie.
No, I stopped in briefly when you were having that dope discussion. So what's the backstory behind April Mason? Like, what's going on with her?
So the backstory behind April Mason, for those of you who do not know who April Mason is, she's like a dating coach and like a femininity coach. And she's been on YouTube for a long time, as well as her own website and other social media. And so she has been working more than 10 or 12 years with, in that field, dating coaches and femininity coaching. So recently she posted on her Instagram how she was no longer going to help women.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, she wasn't going to help women anymore. She wasn't, because they too argumentative. All of the stuff we talk about, they too argumentative. They got unrealistic expectations. They coming in with fake everything. The men got to be perfect. She don't take no responsibility, accountability for nothing. Everything is somebody else's fault. And then you can't turn around and you can't say, do something nice for the man. Well, what he going to do for me? The whole 9 yards. So they was basically being genetically modified back feet, and she got tired of it and said, you know what, I can't do it.
Wow. Okay, so I didn't know all of that. So basically she was a femininity coach trying to help women out, and then she comes to the realization that, it's really no saving them. They don't want to be helped. They're entitled. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry, sister April Mason, that you had to come to that rude awakening, but that's what we're dealing with today, and unfortunately, a lot of us, like I said, we are very entitled. Now, Ms. Kendra, I want to go ahead and ask you, because we're going to go ahead and jump right into this dope discussion. Why is it that you feel a lot of women will give away their body, but not their hearts?
Okay, so I talk a lot on my channel and really just got into it today, something called the lost value system. Now, when I was here before, I let everybody know that I talked about the 10 life values. So these are two opposite types of value systems, right? So the 10 life values is about spirituality and health, and you're dwelling 5 internal things, 5 external things. Spirituality is first and wealth is last on that list. And it basically is 10 categories of living that everybody go through: your spiritual, your health, your dwelling, your mobility, your education, etc. And that system is supposed to bring people success. If you pay attention to each one of them areas in your life, you end up having a better life overall, because you're trying to make sure that those 10 areas are functional and not dysfunctional in your life. The lost value system is the opposite of that. It's literally flipped upside down, where wealth is at the top and spiritual at the bottom. If I can, I want to show the audience a picture of what I'm talking about, so that they can have it in their heads as I talk.
Okay.
So let me see if I can share this. And I want to know, can everybody see it? Okay.
Can you guys see it? Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So if we pay attention, I'm not going to do a whole breakdown, because the Crimsonites know exactly what this is. But what we can see is a pyramid inverted. And at the top of that pyramid inverted is wealth. So we see that over here on the side. Now, if you go to the other side of that pyramid, wealth says our accumulation and possession of what we consider valuable. And it says no detachment over on the left hand. I guess that would be everybody's left hand side. When we look at leisure over on the left hand side, it says no limit. When we take a look at profession, it says no loyalty. Education, it says no discipline. Mobility, no fair structure. Dwelling is no peace, meaning you don't have no peace in your house. Your appearance, there's no standard for that. Your family, there's no love and support in that. Your health, nobody cares. And the spiritual, there is no truth. So I want people, I'm going to stop sharing it, but I want people to have that visual in their head as I talk about the lost value system, because that's really at the root of what's going on with a lot of the foolishness that you talk about, that I talk about, the stuff we see, the stuff that we're pointing out, and some of the reasons why people can't seem to get it together, no matter how many times we point it out and in what way we point it out, no matter how we break it down. Somebody always confused, quote unquote, as to what's going on, or no correction is being done. So now that I've shown that, let me get to answering your question. Why a woman or a female will give up her body, but she won't give up her heart? Because under the lost value system, the only thing that females learn that's valuable at all is her body. Only her sex, only her body is anything. However, she also learns how to buy and sell it.
We call those the Cash App Coochie Queens.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I feel you. Okay, so for the Cash App Coochie Queens, this is what she learned. She learns that her body is for sale, it's for trade. It can be bartered. It can be paid for. So when something has a price tag on it, it usually don't have a lot of value to it. Right? So, okay, we can I'll give you an example. When we go in Marshalls, the Michael Kors bag got a price tag on it. If you go to Michael Kors, they ain't got no price tags on them purses. Yeah. So you know not to step foot in there if you got to ask how much a purse costs. You know you don't belong in that store. I give you another example. When you go to the Honda dealership, all of the prices is on the Hondas. Now, ain't nothing wrong with Honda. I like Hondas, but all of the prices is on there. If you go to the Ferrari dealership, you better not ask how much that Ferrari is. You just better have it. The car, the Ferrari, has a higher perceived value than that Honda. So the Ferrari don't have a price tag. The Honda does because it's of a lesser value. At least that's the perception. So when things have price tags on them, they don't usually have a whole lot of value connected to them. So that's number one. A lot of folks don't understand the difference between a price and a value in the first place.
Break it down.
Right. So these females underneath this lost value system don't have any concept of the difference between value and price. They think the more they cost, the more value it is. You ever heard one of these genetically modified females tell a dude, you can't pay for me.
You can't afford this.
You can't afford this.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. See, the proper response is there is no money that has been minted that can buy me.
Bars.
Okay. Not there is a price tag, you just don't know what it is. So that just means you're for sale, baby. So that means the higher bidder can come get you. That's all that you told. The only thing that she done told somebody is, I am for sale.
Right.
I just don't think you got the money to buy me. And she doesn't understand that lowers her value. Because you can always pay for a prostitute. It was the wife you couldn't pay for.
Ooh, bars. Now, Miss Kendra, before I let you go on, I do have a story that, to me, confirms what you just said. And thank you guys so much for your love and support. Y'all go ahead, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And shout out to you guys for your generous donations. All right. Appreciate you guys. I don't want to interrupt my good sis while she's speaking. So I'll do my best to try to pull your cash or your super chats up on the screen, but just bear with us. All right. Now, Miss Kendra, I was a first eyewitness to a situation where this guy, he was an older gentleman, right? He owned his own business. And let's just call it a club, all right? He owned his own club or whatever. And I was with this young lady that loved to go to this club or this bar. And we went in one day. Now, she had told me, he had been on her, white on rice the whole time. Every time she would come into this club or bar or whatever, he would just always shoot his shot at her, and she would always turn him down. She was like, no. Mm-hmm. Now, this particular evening that we went in there, he was like, look, I'll give you $100, right? It was over something really silly. He was like, I'll give you $100 if you can guess whatever. I don't even know. It was something so random and, Mm-hmm. And then she ended up guessing it, and he just pulled out $100 and gave it to her. And after he did that, she completely changed her interaction. She completely changed how she was responding to him, how she would deal with him, how she would talk to him, and so on and so forth. And I believe, just from me witnessing this, and Miss Kendra, I'm a game peeper. Okay, I will peep the game. and I'm looking at him, and I'm seeing how his energy changed, because what it did to me, what it did to him in my eyes, was let him know, oh, she can be bought, she can be purchased. I know her language now. I know how to speak to her now. See, she wasn't, it wasn't good enough for me to just talk to her or, you know, try to get to know her. Money talks to her. And so once she accepted that and he noticed that change in her behavior and her demeanor and so on and so forth, and the treatment and the reception, you know, ever since then it was like, oh, okay, I know how to talk to her. And she started chasing up behind him. And I noticed that after that interaction, though, Miss Kendra, he fell back. And he was like, okay. See, I believe that he thought that she would be somebody that was different because, again, he's a business owner. He's used to having young women, you know, throw themselves at him. And so it was probably refreshing to him to have an interaction to where, you know, she wasn't being thirsty or all up on him. But then once money was exchanged, then her behavior changed. And he was probably like, oh, she's typical. And so I just noticed how when we would go back up there to his establishment, you know, it would just be, the frequency would be completely different. Like he wasn't, you know, checking up behind her or nothing like that. But I did know that she started to chase up behind him. And I feel like that threw him off a little bit and probably turned him off. And so, ladies, we gotta be very careful with how we respond and what we do, because that in and of itself can place a price on us without us having to actually verbally say that we are for sale. You know, based upon how we are acting and, you know, how we change up once money is involved, you know. So absolutely.
Exactly. And see, and this is the issue underneath the lost value system. Wealth is at the top. This is why her energy changed and his energy changed, because see, he was trying to approach her through internal value. Who I am, what I'm thinking, what I'm about as a person. That didn't mean nothing to her.
Right.
For her, listen, if you're not talking, listen, that's what a saying come from. Money talking, BS walk.
Okay.
We're not dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you gonna talk to me with this money or don't talk to me at all. I need a sponsor, not a man.
Exactly.
I ain't looking for no man.
Oh, sis, you frozen. You freezing up, sis. Miss Kendra, leave out and come back in. Cause you just froze. All right, y'all. While my good sis Kendra D is getting her connection in order, y'all go ahead and like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And again, thank you guys so much for your generous donations. All right, sis, I think you back. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. My apologies, everybody.
You fine, girl.
You know, me and Xfinity, I don't know what their problem is because I just paid them yesterday. So we might have to talk. Okay.
So you were saying that he was trying to get to know her by way of
the internal value, who I am as a man. You know, I'm just gonna talk to you, man to woman, person to person. We gonna get to know each other. And she wasn't trying to hear none of that. Listen, you gotta speak my language, and my language is money. Because underneath the lost value system, I don't care about internal value. And see, here's another little point. When women really get introduced into the lost value system, we do it through our bodies, or at least these GMOs, they do it through their body. See that little whole phase? That right there is a monster. That whole phase is a monster. And that whole phase is actually where they completely lose any sense of value or any sense of respect for their bodies. Nothing is sacred. Their sex is not sacred. Nothing is sacred. They'll show up naked anywhere. There's nothing left to the imagination anymore. There's nothing. So it's just like, here I am. It's not valuable. So the reason why, see, this whole show gonna be answering that question, because it's a lot of components to answering the title question, why she gives away her sex but she won't give her heart, right? So her body and her sex, because she's been taught how to buy and sell it, it's not a heavy investment.
Oh,
It's not an investment in the relationship. That's nothing. She ready to give you that off the top. She don't know your real name. You gave her your street name that the boys call you, and she was giving you top in the back. She don't care. If they ask her at gunpoint, say, what was that man's real name that you just got up off of? They just have to blow her brains out.
Miss Kendra here clowning y'all. Like, now you just gave him some brain and you don't even know his name. Ain't this some stuff? Look, Miss Kendra, this what we dealing with today.
That's what we dealing with. Don't know that man real name. He said his name was, girl, that's his name on the block. What is his mama name?
That's T-Rex.
Right?
T-Rex. Yeah, that's T-Rex, girl. Because he's tall with a little bitty arm, so they call him T-Rex around the block. Girl, that ain't his name. His real name, Terrence right. Jones.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. Oh, that's T-Rex, girl, with the little arms. But he got some money though.
She been dealing with him 6 months.
Ain't been to his house.
Ain't been to his house.
Ain't met no family.
Mama up out of a lineup. Just like, nothing.
Hey, girl, come on. Hey, T-Rex. Hey, T-Rex.
His arms look a little funny, but they be doing work though,
He know how to reach in that pocket, though. He might gotta go like this, but he can reach in that pocket and get them ducats, girl. That's all I do know.
Exactly. So, she ready to give up the box. And here's another thing, just to prove what I'm talking about with the lost value system and money money is a god in that system. It's something you have to do anything in order to get, and the people who have acquired it are gods and goddesses. These are the people that we got to look up to. These are the people that we have to hold in high esteem. This is why celebrities have the influence that they have in this system. This is why a celebrity will have an influence, but a scientist won't. Wow. Or a religious person, or a teacher, or somebody, or a humanitarian, or somebody that's really putting in work for people. They don't have no value under the lost value system. But somehow Lizzo thinks she got value. I shouldn't have picked on her.
Y'all gonna leave Lizzo alone. Okay, let her twerk in peace and eat her extra large pieces. Let her be, okay?
Let her eat her flame broiled whoppers in peace. I'm gonna let her eat them in peace.
No, we're not gonna do it though, Miss Kendra, because that's unhealthy. Now we do need to point that out. We got a lot of GMOs out here walking around like I'm big and beautiful. Girl, you beautiful, but can we watch out for your heart attacks? Can we watch out for diabetes? Can we watch out for the cholesterol? We need to start talking about that and stop making it to where it's like socially acceptable to be that way. You know what I mean? Like Miss Kendra, I kid you not. I'm 30, right? A lot of my friends and stuff that I went to high school, I wouldn't call them friends, but a lot of my classmates and stuff they went to high school with, I see them. And I mean, they were small, and then you look at them now, and they look like Lizzo, and I'm like, what happened? You know? And so we gotta call that out. And then I see them with their captions talking about, I'm a big, beautiful woman, and I'm a big, thick Barbie, and all of this. And I'm like, sis, it's deeper than just being beautiful. It's about being healthy. And so I would like for that conversation to switch over into that instead of just saying, well, it's nothing wrong with being big as long as you're beautiful. Okay, that's fine that you're beautiful, but what about your health? We need to focus in on the health part. But I'm going to let you continue.
And just to speak to that before we go on, the reason why they are tying that, first of all, they only pushing that body positivity to Black women.
Oh,
let's just be straight about that, because Adele lost weight. You understand me? and she modeling for. So I seen her some kind of little picture she was modeling in it. Okay, so Miss Adele was a big one when she came out, but she not no more. Okay, and they didn't body shame her. They congratulated Adele for actually losing all of that weight. So when we see these commercials and we see all of this push for body positivity, no matter how big you are, that's really aimed at Black women. And for us to say, are we just thick? And no, we're not. When we have a predisposition to diabetes, kidney failure, and a myriad of other health conditions that affect us more than it affect other demographics of people. And so they trying to get us used to slowly killing ourselves and thinking while we do it.
There you go. They did the same thing to Monique. You know, she was she was all about the body positivity. And again, I think that's a coping mechanism to just make yourself feel better about being where you're at. And so we're not going to go into that. But, once she did start to lose her weight, and I think she went vegan and everything like that, she got so much backlash from that. She's like, oh, you trying to be one of them skinny B words. You're not trying to be, what happened to you embracing your big, fat, beautiful self? Like what? And she had to break it down to them like it's about being healthy. Like, yeah, I'm still beautiful, but I want to be around for my husband. I want to be around for my family. And they were not trying to hear that. And so you're absolutely right. It is a big double standard when it comes to Black women and women of other cultures and races, whites,
Yeah, definitely. And this points out yet another thing. Not only is it something that they're trying to get Black women to do, but when we looked at that lost value system chart, health said no care. Nobody cares about the health. Nobody. See, your internal values under the lost value system don't mean nothing unless it can be monetized. So your spirit don't mean nothing unless you're running a mega church. And I'm not picking on churches. I'm just using it as an example.
Talk about it, though. Talk about it.
Okay, your spirit don't mean nothing unless it's a money plate can be passed around, right? Your health don't mean nothing unless big pharma or somebody else can make some money off of your health. Whether you in good health or whether you're in bad health, somebody got to make some dollars off of it. Your family don't mean nothing. There's no loving support. Under the lost value system, we don't have supportive families. That's actually looked down upon. Anybody that's coming from, we got this whole thing going on. I know I'm kind of going off. I'm going to get back
to it. Since we got time today, you go ahead and break it down thoroughly.
When you have families with no love and support, this is why me and the sister Danica and other sisters who are starting to speak out go so hard. The family is broken. Why? It's a broken thing. There's no love and support. This is why we keep cranking out genetically modified females. It keeps cranking them out, right? Because we are perpetuating these cycles and this lost value system that keeps giving us these types of females. That's why they all think the same, act the same, talk the same, do the same thing. Because when you spit out 1 million Tonka trucks, red little Tonka trunks, ain't all of them red little Tonka trucks out the same assembly line? They all the same. Matter of fact, they better be because the one that ain't quality control going to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, the defective stuff goes to the Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General.
Right? So your appearance doesn't have any standard. This is why these women can go and twerk on restaurant tables and feel like it ain't no big deal because your appearance ain't got no standard to it. Ain't nobody hold you to a standard and say, hey, Black lady, Black women, Sierra, a whole married wealthy woman in Italy somewhere twerking. Girl, if you don't knock it off. And talking about, we just having fun. You know what? You got a whole husband. I wish I would go somewhere and twerk and my husband.
Yeah, I can't be out here twerking. Now I already get enough backlash for having, they call me tattoo titties. I get enough backlash from that. Okay, so I can't be out here twerking and I can't be doing all of that. Okay, so I
Exactly.
feel
But
you.
see, there's a standard.
Right.
And see, you have a standard, but what helped you is that you have a husband that has structure going on in your relationship, and you honor that. I cannot misrepresent not only myself, but my husband.
Right.
Because I represent, we a whole brand together. When I go somewhere, they see me and see him.
Okay, now.
So these things have a standard to them. Stuff got a standard. Because I bet you if you went somewhere and did something that your husband don't approve of, you're gonna hear about that. Like,
I'm gonna hear about that.
What's that? What is we doing, baby? What are we doing? And that's the standard. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And so when we talk about dwelling, there's no peace under the laws value system. The house ain't got no peace. It's nothing but chaos in these houses. It's nothing but chaos in these houses that most of us are growing up in.
Yeah.
And have been a part of. And some of us is running the houses that ain't got no order and nothing in them and no peace in them. And we trying to figure out why we ain't got no peace nowhere. You can't even come home and sit your armor down and rest. Men or women.
True indeed.
So I know I kind of did a little detour, but we're going to come back. Because she doesn't give you her heart. Now, we done talked about why she give you her body, but why won't she give a man her heart? Because you can't give what you don't get.
Oh, break it down, sis. That's a whole bar.
Can't give what you don't get, baby.
Ooh.
But see, now we got to talk about why she don't have that. Why don't she have her heart? Her heart don't have no value to her. Okay, because that's part of her spiritual self. And under the lost value system, that's at the very bottom, and it ain't got no truth in it.
Oh.
So she never cultivated her heart. She was never taught that her heart was something that she was supposed to cultivate and have and give to somebody. And I'm going to tell you why she don't do that. Because most of these females is growing up either without their father or they're not paying attention to their father. Most of them is growing up without their father. Your daddy, the first man you fall in love with. He the first man that tells you about how to give your heart to a man. It just ain't romantic. It's just your daddy. He's supposed to be the one that take you on your first daddy-daughter date. He's supposed to be the one that teaches a woman how to give her feminine energy, how to be even in her feminine energy in the first place. Because he's supposed to be teaching her, this is what masculinity look like. This is what it feels like when a man is respecting you, when he's protecting you, when he's providing for you, when he's problem solving for you. This is what it feels like. This is what it looks like. And what you give in return, that's why we do what our daddy say. So that obedience, that submission, we learn that growing up, or we supposed to rather.
Right.
And so by the time you get old enough to deal with a man, you already understand how to give that exchange up. And it's not this big deal where you're trying to figure out, well, submit to what though? And you trying to figure out what's your feminine. What you mean when you say feminine energy? And you asking them questions and you 47 years old with 4 kids talking about what's feminine energy.
You know what, Miss Kendra? But you're absolutely right. And a lot of us, we don't have that growing up. Now I recently did an interview with a major uh YouTube personality. I can't disclose who it is yet. She didn't give me permission, but in the interview, she asked me something along the lines of like my father, and I had to reflect. And growing up, I absolutely did have my father uh in my life to where we did have that connection and that bond to where it did help me to be able to grow up and be able to connect and establish some kind of bonding connection with a man to where I knew how to conduct myself. I knew what men wanted. I knew how to behave. I knew how to interact, you know. And so that really did help me growing up. And the reason why I had to do some reflecting is because even though now I'm going to be honest, I really don't have that connection with my father like I did growing up. And I see my father in a different light now. And it's no disrespect to him. It's just certain things when you grow up, you start to realize, oh, that's not really masculine, or oh, I feel like a man should be doing this and doing that. But growing up, I should say, let's just keep it there. He really did exemplify to me what a man was supposed to do, what a man was supposed to be, you know. And I really do feel like a lot of us young women are missing that in our developing stages, to where maybe it can throw us off when we start to try to have these relationships or have, you know, these connections with men, you know, in our adulthood, in our adult lives. I really do feel like it's very essential for us as young women, as little girls, you know, growing up, to have that that father figure, that fatherly love. It really does help you to be able to conduct yourself in a healthy manner within a relationship, you know, with a man. Even though, like you said, it's with your father, it's not romantic, but it's a lot of those key elements that we do have to tap into in order to have those interactions with men. Because then when you grow up, you're able to take those same principles and those same things that you were able to have and develop with your father, and you can bring it into a romantic relationship. And I feel like it makes the relationship even more healthy and strong because we're connecting on an even deeper level, you know. So that's very important, and that's really what I do feel a lot of us may be missing as far as having that father figure and that fatherly love, because it is throwing off a lot of our relationship dynamics to where we do, you know, we don't know what it is to cooperate with a man. We don't know what it is to be feminine, you know, and so on and so forth. So it's very essential. Let me say to this, my brothers, real quick. Brothers, it's very important for you guys to interact with your daughters, be involved in your daughters' lives, you know. And I understand, Miss Kendra, a lot of men, though, they can have it hard to where it's a lot of women that are keeping the children away from him being able to establish those kind of relationships and connections with their daughters. And then before you know it, you know, we're dealing with what we're talking about tonight. You know, we're dealing with young girls growing up and they're like, I'll give you my body, but I don't have a heart to give you. You know, I never had anybody to show me what that was like or what that is, how to do that. So it's very important that we try to bring our children up within households, even if we can't be with the person that we had these children by. Can we at least learn how to co-parent effectively? That way our children are not getting the short end of the stick when it comes to just developing properly and becoming healthy human beings. But I'm gonna let you go ahead on this.
Now, what you said was of so much importance. It was so important. And I thank you so much for sharing that personal part, because I had a similar experience. Like, our family was kind of dysfunctional, but my dad was still like my dad. You know what I'm saying? He was like my hero. That's the superhero. That's the guy. Like, that's my guy.
Yeah, same.
When I got older and became an adult, and like you said, you look back and it's like you made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
there are a lot of things, and because you start seeing him as a person. and
Mm-hmm.
not as a superhero.
Right.
Which is okay, because we do get to a point where we stop looking at our parents like that, and we start looking at them like people. Like, okay, these are people who are prone to mistakes. They do things. Everything wasn't a good decision. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we had parents that actually did do the best that they could under the circumstances that they were under. And so actually me and my father used to have those talks, and he was very candid with me about the mistakes. Like, yeah, I did a lot that I wasn't supposed to do. I didn't father you guys the way that I was supposed to a lot of times. And I apologize for those shortcomings. So while I can't go back in time and correct them, hopefully we can move forward and have a better relationship with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that did so much to help me. I kind of went back to, okay, this is my superhero. You know what I'm saying? Daddy is, because I was a daddy's girl. So daddy is
Me too.
And it's so important for us, because the relationships are not about sex. It's about the energy. And that's the key component that the father brings to his daughter. Listen, I'm showing you the masculine energy, right? I'm showing you what that's supposed to be and how it's supposed to feel. It's not supposed to feel. This is why, one reason why it's so important when we're girls growing up and our fathers are good fathers and we're having these good experiences with him. We learn that a man's masculinity and his order and the way that he do things, we learn that's not abuse, because he's not hurting us with it. We're actually being taken care of. When he has this order, when he has this structure, when he's making these rules, we're not being abused by the rules. We're being taken care of by the rules. And us doing what our fathers say is viewed as a respect and not a sense of slavery. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to make it's like, no, I owe my daddy to do what he say, because he do this and this and this and this and this, you know what I'm saying, for me. And it goes beyond the material benefit that we get from our fathers, right? It go beyond that. We start thinking about, especially when we get older and we're not little kids anymore, we start thinking about, he gave us more than a few dollars to go out to the movies. He did more than that. When he told me, don't talk to such and such and don't go over there, that was his protection. Now at 14, I thought it was unfair.
Right.
But at 24, looking back, no, he really was protecting me. He knew what I didn't know. He understood what I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, about the situation. And hopefully we come to more of an appreciation for the intangible stuff that our fathers were able to provide. But when we come back to this discussion on the lost value system, even the daughter can't see her father as more than a few dollars.
Oh, there we go. And see how it all goes back to our upbringing. It all goes back to our family structure and the dynamics and stuff like that. Because that's essentially what our mothers can teach us that our fathers are. They're just something to pay for things. Your daddy, wait till we get the child support check. Wait till we do this. And so you can grow up internalizing those behaviors, thinking that, well, when it comes to any man, they're just about, the bag. I need to get a bag out of him. And if he doesn't have a bag, he's worthless.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head, Miss Danica, because that's exactly the mindset. When we grow up under this lost value system, we see our mothers interacting with our father, and in any other man, he's just money. Right. But we just gonna keep it with the daddy for right now. Your daddy ain't sending this money. If he doesn't send the money, he's evil. If he does send the money, he doesn't get any praise. He's supposed to do that.
There you go.
So we're not gonna overly congratulate him
Mm-hmm.
for doing quote unquote what he's
What he's
supposed to do.
supposed to do.
Now she get congratulated for cooking you some Maruchan top ramen noodles tonight. If you don't knock it off, she gonna get congratulated for doing the bare minimum of what a mama is ever supposed to be doing. She want all kind of Mother's Day love.
Man.
Girl, if you ain't been a mama since, girl, you run the street, rip and run. I ain't barely you won't hardly wash my little clothes and stuff like that. You know, I go outside, your lace front melted, and my head look like who done it and what fuck.
Oh, that be pissing me off, Miss Kendra. That be pissing me off seeing your kids. You look like $1 million and your kids looking like 1 million trucks done hit them. Girl, I'll be outdone. But you're exactly right. And so we're growing up and we're seeing that as young ladies, where our mothers are getting praised for doing what they're supposed to do. And then we internalize that and we feel like, well, I'm supposed to get praised for what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to do. And it can be the most smallest thing. It's like, girl, you're a woman. You're supposed to take care of your kids. You're supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to go to work. You're supposed to pay your bill. Like but I need to be treated like a prize, because we grow up and we witness our mothers treating themselves like a prize for doing the bare minimum. And then we grow up seeing, how men are essentially looked down upon or taken for granted for doing some of the same exact things, when that's what they're supposed to be doing, quote unquote, just like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it's a major double standard. And it does contribute to a lot of our mentalities of being entitled.
Mm-hmm. That entitlement is such a huge, and that's actually one of the things that April Mason was saying. We go back to that for a second. Mm-hmm. She was like, y'all entitlement is crazy. Mm-hmm. The entitlement is out of control. Y'all so entitled. Girl, you really should read what she said.
Oh.
Do you mind if I read it for you? I don't gotta share the screen.
Go ahead. We can share the screen. Do what you need to do. You run this. This Crowns Night, Crown Heads. Go ahead, take control.
Listen, I'm gonna let y'all know exactly what this woman, because I read it on my thing today, but I mean it makes such a point, and it was so sad. I'm like, okay. Y'all done ran this woman off like y'all ran Iyanla off there.
Wait a minute, Iyanla done too?
She been done. Iyanla said last year that was her last season. She said, I ain't never been talked about so bad in my life. She said, I'm not doing that no more with y'all.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she ended it. I think that was like 7 seasons or 8 seasons or something like that. She said, I'm not filming no more. After she got done filming that, she was like, I am not filming Fix My Life. And I love Fix My Life, so I'm actually mad at y'all.
Right.
Genetically modified back feet from running her off, because I like that show. But anyway, she was trying to help you.
Sis, you froze again. We in here tonight, y'all. Y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. We waiting on our sister to come on back. All right, and I'm curious to know what sis said. Now, y'all ladies out here, why y'all can't get y'all act together? Y'all running everybody off. Dang. But I want to know what she said, Miss Kendra.
So here's what. Let me. I'm gonna read this to you real quick. So she said, after 10 plus years of helping women in this area, it's time to move on. I have had dozens of success stories from women who now married, engaged, or dating high caliber men. My track record speaks for itself. However, the majority that come to me have unrealistic expectations, the selfishness, fake everything, think they should be chosen because they have a vagina and good looks, the entitlement, just mean, not knowing the difference between being a woman and a wise woman, and will fight you to be strong, not knowing how to be versus do, thinking being a feminine woman is weak or a pick-me, whatever that is. They want to be a past me. Placing the blame and not taking responsibility or accountability for the choices they made in men, being disagreeable, defensive, argumentative about everything, always finding something to nitpick about, looking for perfection. If you mention anything about doing something kind for the man they chose, it's the what is he gonna do for me? And the list goes on and on. Now, this doesn't excuse men's behavior. A lot of men think because they are high earning, it makes them high value. Not. I have just made my contribution and impact in this area for decades to come. I have over 50 courses that women may need help in this area can rent or buy. A wise woman knows how to exit on a high note.
Wow. So basically, Miss Kendra, she was getting hit with that same energy that we got hit with. You will pick me. You see, don't you? You're supposed to pick the best man for me, even though I don't qualify, even though he's not attracted to me. You're supposed to just make it happen. Snap your fingers. That's why you will pick me. You know what? Miss Kendra, I can't wait to get my Proud Pick Me shirts. They on the way, y'all. I can't wait. I'm gonna wear that damn shirt every day. Look,
and I will purchase me one as well, sister, because I am a proud pick me.
But I'm gonna send you one. You get one for free. The pick me's have to unite.
Pick me's have to unite. We do. Because, and you heard all of this stuff. That's everything we talk about constantly. This is the energy. Constantly, this is the issue with these women. So, do I have a feedback? Okay. So it's constantly with these women doing the same thing that she's talking about. Yep. And this is actually what I'm talking about today, because we're not done. I'm still going to get a little bit further into why she can't give her heart. Right? She ain't worked on her heart. See, women, listen, I know what we going to get. What she mean? My heart. We do give our heart and we be heartbroken. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not heartbroken because you're not giving your heart. They think that they emotional chaos is their heart. And it's not.
Break it down, Miss Kendra. What do you mean by emotional chaos?
They think that they emotional state and whatever it's doing is their heart. That's really just their chaotic state because they ain't never been brought to no order by no man because they don't accept order from men. Let me break it down a little bit more. She ain't got no discipline because discipline comes from masculine energy in whatever form that is, whether that's one-on-one with a man like we was just discussing with our fathers, or if that's an actual system that has been created. Discipline and order comes from something masculine. Women are chaotic by nature, which is not a bad thing. We just chaotic by nature, and that's just what it is. Chaos, when I say chaos, I mean just something that doesn't have order yet, right? So like your 2-year-old is chaotic by nature. But that doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them something wrong with them. It just makes it where you're the one that has to instill order to them so that they can understand that, so that that rambunctiousness doesn't cause a problem. That's it. So women are naturally chaotic like that. We, especially emotionally, if we don't never learn how to have discipline with our emotions, they're everywhere. All right. So I just wanted to define that for the listeners who may not understand exactly what I'm talking about when I say women are naturally chaotic. Now, she doesn't understand how to discern her emotional states, her true feelings from temporary emotional states.
Okay.
Because her spiritual value is last in the value system and there's no truth in it. So she can't come to the truth about how she feels because she don't have no discernment there. See, discernment is a spirit. That's something that we develop in the spirit. That's something that's within us. They call it the spirit of discernment.
Mm-hmm.
But to discern something, you have to be basing things in the truth and in reality. Too many of these genetically modified females do not live in reality. That's where our illusion comes from. Well, he got to be my, they'll call old boy and say, he got to have me making $500,000 a year. Why? Because I just want to live the type of lifestyle. And it's like, are you living in, where is you at? Because you're not on Earth. I need you to come back from Jupiter to come back to Earth, because you're not living in reality, ma'am. Ain't nobody coming to have you and give you $500,000 and you got 6 kids and 7 baby daddies.
The delusion of it all.
Nobody's doing this. And how many do you think is making $500,000 or more a year anyway? And why do they like you?
Exactly. You don't qualify, sweetheart. No.
Right? But she don't have no spirit of discernment because she's too far in the delusion. She's too far in the delusional state. But let me tie it back to her heart, because in order to develop that spiritual part, it's got to be valuable in the first place. She done grew up all her life and everything that everybody, the TV, her mama a lot of times, her girlfriend, school, wherever has told her that her only value is between her legs, not here. So she ain't worked on that. You know, being nice is for ugly chicks, not her.
Oh, break it down now, Miss Kendra.
That's why they try to call themselves, talk about a pick me. Yeah, you being nice. And what you look like. You wish you looked like me.
Boop, bloop. Shit.
You don't knock it off.
You don't knock it off and get your head knocked off.
Right. You wish you looked like Danica. You sitting around eating whole rolls of Chips Ahoy. You know what I'm saying? Family pack.
Right. Hot dogs, hog mugs, chitlins, chicken sandwiches, Taco Bell, McDonald's, KFC, pizza rolls with the ranch.
Right.
Come on now, girl, if you don't knock it off and get your head knocked off.
You running around here to eat a whole extra large pizza by yourself with the breadstick and the hot wings.
And don't forget the 2-liter Pepsi.
Right. Straight from the bottle. Just take that to the head.
See, y'all, you must be ugly or something, because see me, I'm the prize, and so the man just bow down to me no matter what. And you look at him, Miss Kendra, like, bitch, where? Are you serious? Where? Prize where? You know, they be talking so much. And then you look at him and it's just like, sis. Now, let's not even go to the looks aspect, because Miss Kendra, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some very beautiful women with this kind of mentality as well. Mm-hmm. However, they're not getting chose or picked either by the kind of men that they want, because again, nobody wants to deal with your attitude, your entitlement, you know, your selfish behavior, you know, your conceited behavior. Nobody wants to deal with that, so they get passed up too, you know. And they think that because we got some feedback. I think it's gone.
Sure. Okay.
But they think because they are attractive that, you know, a man will just cater to them. And they don't understand that those men that do that, those males that are doing that because they are pretty, it's temporary. They're not marrying you. They're not, you know, being devoted to you. They're not doing anything of the sort. It's just to make sure that they'll still have sexual access to you, you know, and that's all. So all women, we need to get it in our minds that no matter how fine you are or how unattractive you are, it really does go back down to your mentality, your personality, your behaviors, your ways and actions, what you're about, what you stand for. Do you have a heart?
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up.
And, you know, it ain't no sadder sight than a post-wall bad bee.
Oh!
Gotta get chose. Mm-hmm. She bad, don't nobody want her. Amber Rose, I'm looking at you. Nicole Murphy, I'm looking at you. Bernice Burgos, I'm looking at you.
And Bernice Burgos fine too. Nobody want Bernice.
I didn't see her with a ring on.
Oh,
that's the whole problem. See, they have had their value in money. See, I gotta get the bag, so I gotta do whatever to get the bag. And if you gotta do whatever to get the bag, the first thing you gotta remove is a moral compass, because that's gonna stop you from doing whatever.
There you go. There you go.
And this is why you don't got no heart.
Oh, go ahead. You said that's why they ain't got no heart.
That's why she ain't got no heart. Because that moral compass, all of that is rooted in her spiritual self. She don't work on that. She don't do nothing with that. And when I say she, I mean all these little females out here. They don't do nothing with that. So when she get into a relationship where this man is looking for the internal value of her, she don't know what to do. So she get chaotic, she get mad, she argue, she nitpick with the money, and you ain't got enough, and you ain't doing enough for me, and you ain't listen. That's because this is why she get bored with peace. Because she don't have no heart. Your heart is supposed to contain that peace. She's supposed to know how to act. But she don't know how to act, because without that chaos, what do? She don't know what to do. She don't know what to do with herself. She don't know what to do with that man. So this is why if things is going too quiet, she'll go in there and pick an argument.
Miss Kendra, you ain't never lied. Like I'm looking for the lies in what you're saying, and I can't find it. Because let me tell you something, Miss Kendra. You talked about the post-wall bad B. I've seen them, and what we don't talk about with the post-wall bad Bs is how they become the desperates, right? They become the ones that are trying to be the pick-me's, they become the sugar mamas. And I talked about that in the previous discussion. Y'all don't want to talk about that though. I've seen some of the baddest B words from back in the day. Like, yeah, have men fall to their knees for them, paying bills, you name it. And now they look around, nobody in sight. And now they're having to try to cash out to get some company, cash out to get a little bit of loving, cash out to relationship. Other than that, no man wants anything to do with them. No man wants anything to do with them, especially not the older men that have things going for themselves or men around their ages. So they go extremely younger, which is why they're the sugar mama, because to the younger men, they got it going on, because he hasn't lived life yet. So she's advanced in his eyes. So that's why they will, go after them. But even still, they got to pay for him to be around. So that's something else as well. And then you touched on what did you just touch on, Miss Kendra? What did you just touch on?
Well, I was talking
the chaos. They get bored. I've seen that as well. Whenever things are going smoothly, things are going great, they get bored. They want to cheat. They want to find something wrong. They want to say, it ain't you, it's me. It's because it's no drama in it. And I feel like a lot of females today, we thrive off drama so much that we feel like drama is love. If you're acting a fool, that means that you really love me. That means that you're passionate. That means that, we have some kind of chemistry or energy going on. But when everything's going smoothly, it's like, I don't know if he really liked me like that. I don't know if I really like him like that, and we just start trying to conjure things up in our minds because, again, we equate a lot of the times drama with love, drama with thrill, drama with excitement. And so you're absolutely right. I've seen that.
And another thing about equating drama with excitement, because under the lost value system, leisure has no limit. There's no limit to it. So the drama fall under leisure, because a lot of these chicks and some of these dudes too, that's how they spend their leisure time, in drama and foolishness. That's how they spend their free time. That's fun.
Right.
Literally, like that's the fun. You know what I'm saying? Go get into some BS. Let's get into it. Let's go start some stuff, or let's go be in some stuff, whatever that may be, but it's all chaotic. So there's no limit to what we're gonna do because we're having fun. So in a relationship setting, like you said, well, I don't know if he really liked me like that, because they be sitting around trauma bonding.
There you go. Exactly.
Sitting around trauma bonding, don't know what to do when that man just come in and just smile and go get him something to eat. What's wrong with him? Girl, nothing. Can't he just be chilling? When he come in the house, he got to come in the house and do what? What you want him to do?
Act the fool.
Act a fool with her. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? She do things to make him jealous.
Something. They have to do something to cause some kind of problem, some kind of issue, because again, that's what I'm thriving off of. That's what I feed off of. You know, that is fun to me. Oh, girl, that's exciting, girl. Yeah. And because you know why, Miss Kendra, I'm gonna be real. A lot of them go back to their body and sex. You know, once we had this fallout fight, you know what I'm saying? I'll be able to go ahead and bust it wide open. You know, that makeup set's gonna be bomb, it's gonna be fire, you know. And so we're chasing those cheap thrills, but again, it's temporary.
Very temporary. Very temporary. Which speaks to the lack of depth for her internally. And you're right. They picked the fight so they can have a makeup sex.
They pick the fight so they can get that pipe. Hold on. But we're going to shut on up. We're going to let this Kendra speak.
Because that's excitement to them. You're right. That's a sexual thrill. That chaos, that foolishness, it stokes those fires of like lust and all of that kind of stuff, because constantly being out there. See, that's what all that leveling up and getting the bag is about. Just a constant cycle of chaos and lust and sex and drama and problems. And you know what I'm saying? Then we go somewhere and go on a trip, and then we make up and act like we in love. And then, you know, when that die down, you know, you got to have a new problem or make something else up. I'm going to go through his phone, you know, or whatever the case may be, so that we can have this big falling out. And then we can have the most bond. She can't even talking about men can't get it up. She can't get hot without a fight.
Oh.
She can't get hot without no fight. If that man don't argue with her, Boo Boo Kitty is dead.
I'm telling you, those threats get her wet. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna knock your head off. I wish you would. Come on. Go and choke her up a little bit. Ooh, Kitty tingling now. Oh shit.
Right. Right. Like, you know, and some of them can deal with the threat, and some of them push her that far because she want his hands on her. We ain't gonna talk about that dysfunction.
They equate that with love and excitement and passion, and it's like, girl, that's toxicity. Like, what are you doing? Girl,
what is he doing?
He choked me up, girl. Pulled me by my weave ponytail, but girl, he did his thing after. It's like, sis,
exactly.
But your neck is red and your eye is purple. What are you doing?
What is
you doing?
Can't get enough. You know what it is? She can't get enough. Listen, that's why she fooled with that little dude. He ain't doing nothing but that. But that's what she know. That's what she like. That makes her feel valuable and wanted, because she living in a system and in a mindset where she can't find no value in nothing else.
Oh,
it's all dysfunctional. All of it is dysfunctional. Whether we at the bottom dregs or we call ourselves going up to the upper echelon, all of it dysfunctional because the one that graduated out of an HBCU still want to get choked up and backslapped.
You ain't lying, Miss Kendra. But I still need me a little bit of. I need me a roughneck still, even if it makes me got a little bit of money or something. Like, girl.
Yes. Her degree. And you know what? Let me touch back on something you said, Mr. Nika, because I'm gonna roll back because you talked about the desperate post-wall bad beat and
Sugar mama.
Funny how the wheels turn. What go around, come around. Because somebody used to be her paymaster. Now she got to be a paymaster.
Yeah. And
the only reason that young buck want her is because he grew up watching her in them videos.
Uh-oh.
See what I'm saying? He was 14 when she was popping it in a video or something. So he always kind of wanted her. So now that he older, he's barely grown. She come get him because he the only one, like you said, Mr. Nika. He ain't got no experience,
right?
And she's advanced,
and
in his eyes. And man, I always looked at you on TV, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's why they going. It's somebody to go with that young one. It's one that's in a relationship now with a real young man. It ain't 21 Savage. I can't remember none of these folks' names.
No, some of my friends had told me about Trina. They told me Trina was engaged to a real young man. I don't know if that's you talking about. I know Amber Rose like young men. Who else? It's a whole bunch of them.
I'm sorry I'm frowned up like that. Trina just looked like she stank.
Oh, Miss Kendra.
I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that.
Now, I know you ain't talking about the baddest. Like, come on.
Like,
this is the Diamond Princess. You will not do the Diamond Princess.
I'm sorry.
Pull over that too fat. Woo, woo. I know you ain't talking about her.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do
Miss Kendra on the clowning.
Let me not clown. Because it's a couple of things. Yeah, okay. It looks okay. I'm not.
Miss Kendra. Woo woo. Okay. Oh, Miss Kendra here clowning. Woo woo. I need you to pull over. Pull over.
So
how the tables turn though.
Them and becoming desperate. You ain't never lied. Cause they show you can't tell me that they ain't paying them young men and helping them with the game and how to move through. Like she giving up connections, who she know. I know this one in the industry. I know that one in the industry. Let me hook you up. Let me, she got to do that stuff because she don't have no other value. What else good is she? No man in their age bracket want them because the men that they want that's in their age bracket is not enamored of that body stuff and sex stuff. Them men have had hundreds of women. That's not special. Okay. You got to be somebody else. Listen. And then she can't get them men no way because all of them done had a girl by. I wish I would. Only the simp of the simp kings do that. We ain't wifing you. You are a industry hoe, baby. Everybody, I remember the days that we used to be in the studio and you was in the studio too with no talent. You had one talent and we utilized it. We're not doing that. I know you didn't come back around here and say you wanted no man. Girl, if you don't knock it off.
Oh, whoop, whoop. Miss Kendra. take it even outside of like the media or mainstream or celebrity culture. I've seen this around my parts where, you know, these same chicks from the past that were the most sought after, the most gone after, the most adored, you know, cash out coochie queens, okay? Cash out coochie queen. They were dead, top tier, top notch. And to look at them now, Miss Kendra, it's a completely different story. They are now the trick.
Mm-hmm. They the trick.
And,
you ain't never lied.
They are now the trick, and it's like, well, dang. Well, can't he come over to? Well, can't you go to his house or something? Oh, he ain't got one. Well, damn. Oh, can he pick you up? Oh, he ain't got no car. Well, damn. Well, can't you know? And so they're the young men that they're dealing with. They get all the perks, just like she was once that young girl that got all the perks. You know. And the thing about it is, Miss Kendra, they're not the only woman. So it's not like, you know, you're the sugar mama and I'm just going to be committed and dedicated to you. I'm taking your money that you're giving me and I'm giving it to Kendra. I'm taking the money that you're giving to me and I'm giving it to my other little baby. You know, she think I'm out here balling and it's your money. So,
right.
You know.
Right. I'm giving it. And that little sex game you teaching me, I'm throwing this on somebody else. She think that girl think the world of me. I done broke her back several times. Thank you, sugar mama.
Right. Thank you, sugar mama. You know, that little trick that you learned from Larry. Shit, I learned. I put that in my main shit. You know, what Larry and Reggie taught you and what Thomas, what all from back in 1993. Tell Larry I said thank you because I'm using that stroke, you know.
Right. You know what ski dog and
right.
And all these, you know what, you know, D dog. Girl. I'm back here stroking. Okay.
Tell Thomas I said good looking on that stroke that you taught me.
I'm hitting them with that 1994 Wu-Tang stroke. They don't know what's going on.
Tootsie Roll in it. That Tootsie Roll. That Tootsie Roll. So yeah, tell her to the Tootsie Roll in it. God, tell Mr. Thomas, thank you for teaching me that Tootsie Roll stroke. You know.
Thank you. You know, to the left, you know what I'm saying? I'll be
to the right.
Now dip, you understand?
Dip. Come on, you gotta dip. Now dip, baby. Dip, baby, dip. Come on up to zero. Now dip, baby, dip. Oh.
You been silly.
Look, tell Mr. Larry, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Reggie, thank you.
You know, and the whole crew in the studio from 1998, tell them salute. You know? Okay, you got you. You know, thank you. I thank them. You know, for looking out for a brother. So you know, it's real crazy that you said that because that's true. They become the sugar mama. They not the only one. They got to pay him. They got to pay that young man to even deal with them. Because I bet you anything outside of that bedroom and outside of them giving him some money and this and that and let him drive the car, he don't want to do nothing. He don't want nothing to do with them. He don't want to talk to them. Give him a headache because mind him of his mama. He don't want to talk to them.
Ooh.
You get to nagging me like my mama, and you ain't my mama, so I'm out. Till you get your mind right. Till you pay me some more stacks, and then I'll come back over there.
Give me a few of them kids' Lunchables, and I'm gonna come back. Give me a Capri Sun. I'm gonna be right.
Back. Hook me up with some Cocoa Pebbles. You see what I'm saying? When you feed me a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles,
you know I need some Lucky Charms.
Right. You know, I'm in a Frosted Flake mood. Great. You know, I feel like that today. Go ahead, hook it up. I know you know how.
She like, baby, I can't give you my heart, but I got a Pop-Tart, I got pizza rolls, I got a Lunchable. Girl, he'll be over. And then he gonna dip on out to
dip with his man in your car.
In your car. Maybe I just gotta run to Taco Bell real quick, you know, I'm running around the corner.
No, he don't even bother to lie. He be like, I'm going over Keisha's house. Don't call me when I'm over there.
You know what, Miss Kendra? It be like that too. Sometimes the woman's so desperate, she don't even care. She just happy to have somebody. You know,
Mhm.
just come. And he come home to me though, and so that's all that matters to me. Where he come home, where he lay his head at. Okay, then. So that's all
Trying
that
to,
matters.
right, trying to have rank. Girl, you ain't got
Right,
no
girl, you
rank.
ain't got no right.
Poop, you ain't got no rank. Sugar mama is not a rank. Okay?
Ain't no right.
That is not a rank. That you ought to be ashamed of that, paymaster. But anyway,
Cash out.
right.
Hey, paycheck.
But I hope that we kind of answered the question, I guess, of the hour about why she can't give her heart. She can't.
She can't. She
She
don't have
can't
one.
do it. Her heart is hard because they learn, don't be nice to these dudes. Like Drake even made a song, nice for what? You know what I'm saying? To these ninjas, like, you nice for what? Like, you ain't gotta be nice if you bad. You ain't gotta be nice if you look a certain way. You ain't gotta be nice. You don't have to have, and what that translates into when I say you ain't gotta be nice, you don't have to have no internal value. You ain't gotta have that. Because where do niceness come from? Where do kindness come from? Why would we be kind? Why am I kind to my man? Why you kind to your man? Why? Why you nice to him? Because that's something inside of you. You love him. You want that. It's not just about what he do for you. It's about what you're doing too. How he feel. Give him something he want and need out of the relationship. The reciprocity. This is why it can't never be no reciprocity with these hyenas, because they don't know nothing about that. Everything is one way, and then that's it. And she ain't thinking about nothing else until, like we saying, she get post wall. And all of that body and body yada yada yada, all of that don't mean nothing to nobody. Don't nobody want it. When just 5 years ago they was paying you for it, now you got to pay them to take it.
Right.
So that's when she try to figure out, well, wait a minute, I'm more than that. Are you? Because for the last 45 years you wasn't. So I don't know if you is more than your body, baby, because you ain't never demonstrated that. So we don't know that.
And another thing I want to drop as to why they can't give their heart is because that requires you to have respect. Not only for yourself, but that man. A lot of us don't even respect men. Because why? It goes back to self, like you said earlier. Everything starts from yourself, your upbringing. We were taught not to respect men, not to respect ourselves, to devalue and degrade ourselves. And so that's another key factor into why, we will give a man our body, but not our heart. We don't have no respect for ourselves.
No, none. You hit the nail so far on the head, girl.
Okay, let me knock it off.
Devalue. That's what we learn how to do. We learn how to devalue our bodies really before anything.
Yeah.
The first thing that girls learn is how to get naked, and how that's attention. She can use that as a currency. I'm gonna break one more thing down.
Go ahead, break it down.
The body is used to get attention, and attention is currency. What's the other word for currency? Money.
Money.
What's the other word for money? Wealth. That's at the top of the lost value system. She using her body as a currency. She using it like we use money. We use money. We don't actually get the money to eat it. We just use the money to get other stuff we want. You use the money to buy your clothes. You use the money to get your food.
It's a tool.
It's a tool. What do she use her body as?
A tool. Bars, Miss Kendra. Big bars. And to just add on one little thing, a lot of times that's all that we're taught. You said that's the first thing that we're taught. That's the only thing that a lot of us are taught, is that your body is a tool. Your body is money. Your body is currency. Use that, to exchange. And we're not even taught the other layer too. Okay, yeah, your body is you know, sacred and your body can be used and your sexuality and whatever can be used. However, you know, this as well, your personality, your mentality, what you stand for, your morals, your principles, your values. We don't even go there. It just it stops and starts with your body, your look, use it,
Yeah,
tool, and that's it.
use it. Use it to get what you want. Use it, you know, go out there, get that dude for his money. Don't pay no attention to nothing else, what he talking about. Don't even let
Right.
him talk to you more than a couple of minutes if he not producing no money or talking about no money or talking about what he's going to do. And unfortunately, the first place we learn how to hoe is from our mama.
Oh, Miss Kendra just keep dropping the ball, throw them balls. You keep throwing them balls on us. You ain't lying. You are not lying. You are not lying.
Bernice Burgos is, and I did a show about this. She was twerking with her daughter. Now her daughter is grown, but that's not the point. Point is, her mother is teaching her the game. Her mama. I think Bernice's daughter's named Ashley. Ashley is being failed by her mother because Bernice is teaching her what she know, how to use her body to get stuff she want, to get monetary things and whatever else that she's looking for that's temporary, that's fleeting. She's not teaching her daughter to value her body, and she's not teaching her daughter to look, I lived the life I lived, but the reality is I don't feel good about that. It was a lot of them days I didn't feel good about myself after a lot of the stuff I did. I don't want my daughter doing that. So I don't want you copying the life that I lived. I want you to live something better than that, something other than that. I'm not going to be the one to teach you how to hoe. Unfortunately, these females are not honest. They are not honest with their children, with their daughters about, you know, all that stuff looked good on the front end, but on the back end, it was a lot of nights I cried. It was a lot of nights I felt like a POS. I was just a piece of crap after I let them men do what they did to me. And I let them. And when I was done, when they were done with me and they threw me to the side like a piece of trash, I felt like a piece of trash.
Right.
They don't be honest with that. But they instead they give their daughters the limelight version. Well, you can get this and you can get that. And in order not to feel like trash, you can't have a heart.
Oh. Miss Kendra dropped all the jewels and bombs and whistles today. We want to thank you so much for pulling up with us today and dropping all of these great bars and jewels with us and giving us all this great information. And I think, you know, what you're doing over on your platform is very much so needed and important. And so I'm saluting you, sis. Y'all, please go over to the Crimson Cure and make sure that you guys subscribe. Okay. Sis breaks it down thoroughly. Okay. And I just love the way that she really does give us a lot of jewels and gems and insight, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And she just really gives it to us raw and uncut. And I feel like that's what we're missing. You know, I feel like a lot of us need the truth to be given to us in a clear and direct way. And so I'm very proud of you, sis, and I'm very much so in support of you. Keep doing your thing. And like I said, you guys, if you're a crown head, y'all go head over and subscribe to the good sis, Miss Kendra of the Crimson Cure.
Thank you so much for having me on once again. This was an awesome show as we usually test YouTube down. So Crimsonites, if there are any of you that have not subscribed to Danica, I don't know what you're waiting on. Just hit the subscribe button. Get all of the notifications. You understand what I'm saying? We got to support each other around here. So once again, thank you so much, sweetheart. I had a real good time.
I did too. And thank you for going over a whole 30 minutes with us. I know I'm trying to take up your time, but I appreciate you for kicking it up with us. So thank you so much for your time, because time is priceless. All right. That is priceless. So
yes,
thank
it
you
is.
so much. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, we're getting ready to wrap this up. Y'all go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, be sure to head on over to the Crimson Cure and give her a subscription as well, and hit all of her notification bells too, because sis, what is your schedule? You go live Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, I'm live at 3:30 p.m. Central. I drop a pre-record every day at 10 a.m. Central, so y'all don't want to miss that.
Okay, so she got all the information just dropping on us daily. So y'all go ahead and check her out. And again, thank you so much, Miss Kendra. I'm gonna let you go ahead on with your life. You know, I don't know if you got something to do. So thank you so much.
You're welcome,
all right.
sweetie.
Peace. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for your generous love and your donations and your support. It's very much so appreciated. You guys did not have to do that. We had a lot of great people stop through and show love. So just thank you guys. And I hope we were able to give you guys some insight and clarity on certain things and actually help to have you guys to internalize a lot of information and actually implement into your lives so that you can become better. Men and women, better fathers, better mothers, better wives, better husbands, whatever. I just really hope that we're able to help you guys out in that way. But I love y'all. I'll see you guys again, probably Sunday. I'm not sure. I may take the weekend off, actually, you guys, to just chill with my husband for a second. But I don't know. My husband be busy anyway. I might pull up on Sunday morning. You just never know. That's why you definitely need to hit the notification bell, because we drop in when we want to, when we feel like it. We got something on our mind. We're going to talk about it. But for you guys that are new, we go live each and every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Those are the days that we go live. All right. But I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Go and get my book. Submission is not the enemy. It is a key factor to a healthy relationship. This is a quick and easy read. Both men and women need this book. And if you enjoy it, go over on Amazon and leave your girl a review. All right. But I love y'all once again. I'll see you guys later. Zeke Marie, dope discussions. Shout out to the Crimson Knights that came through and the Crimson Cure that stopped through tonight. And again, please go subscribe to my sis. She's really dope. All right. Much love. Peace.
Submission. Okay, let's be honest. We've been programmed to hate that word. Want to change that and tap into your feminine energy at the same time? You can. Introducing Submission is Not the Enemy. A basic yet powerful book, written in simple language, practical, and easy to digest. It's your first steps on your journey to perfecting the woman inside of you. Available at Amazon.